Okay, part whatever it is, we are back. And guys and gals, we are going to get to work because I need to get this stuff done. We're starting to pile up. We got the motorcycles, this Corvette's apart. We got other things going on, of course, in life. But here we are, Last Frontier Garage, where this is what I'm doing anyway. So why not film it? So, we've got everything cleaned up. Throttle bodies. They call this the something or other housing. Let me take a look here. Let me take a look. Fuel meter body, fuel meter cover. So this is the fuel meter body, okay? So everything's basically set. Do a final air shot. Everything's looking good here. And so that's going to be like that. Make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself. That right there is not going to be, okay, that's going to be a bolt. Okay, cool. So instructions say to put a little bit of Loctite on the housing screws into the body, and then the cover screws into the housing. They were nice enough to include a, let me see if this is even, there we go. Nice enough to include some Loctite, which I think I actually have some, but it's nice because I shouldn't have opened it quite so much. All you need is just a little taste of it. And also, while you're at it, make sure you have the right bolts going into the right thing here. Alright. Yeah, these things will loosen up for sure, and you'll have all kinds of issues. Now we're going to stand this puppy up right there for the next one. So, it says 35 inch-pounds. So we're going to go down with the gun here. Kind of evenly. And, okay, whoop. There we go. Kind of go to the cordless clutch there, see where that is. And I did leave this at Dad's. Here's my snap-on inch-pound. So I'm going to have to break it down like this, and then break it down like that. It says here 35 inch-pounds. So, luckily mine goes to that low. That would be 30. There it is. It's important to get the right torque specs. Obviously, you don't want to strip things out. But also, you want to make sure you get them tight enough. Sometimes the seat of the pants torque doesn't work. There it is. Okay. Alright, one step closer. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a long... I knew once I took them all apart, there was going to be a long process, you know? So while I'm at it, I think I'm just going to work on them two at a time. That way, each time I get done with one sequence, I can just go to the other. So that's that. It's actually kind of fun when you get to go back together. It's all the cleaning and all the just breaking down of everything. Alright, so I probably should have done this on that one, but I'm gonna just go buff this up a teeny bit. Alright. Alright, we'll turn that on if we need it. I think that's pretty much the last well, maybe not the last polishing I was going to say that we had to do. Okay, so that just goes down. That is just a vent. That's crazy. It's interesting learning more and more about these mechanical devices, you know. A little bit of rust forming up there. Let me at least get a wire brush. Or brush. Oh yes. I did the brakes on our van last night. I didn't end up filming it. It was just kind of a get it done type of thing. But it took me quite a while actually, but I ended up talking to my brother. We were talking business. Talking about some business ideas. Ooh, excuse me. Well, if anybody's watching this, I just hope you're doing good, and we're putting Loctite on the these screws now. A little bit heavier than the last dose. That'll be fine. This is actually fun putting it together. Those of you who are out there, you know, mechanically inclined, or like you've always liked puzzles or whatever it is, it's all kind of similar. Again, always make sure you start the threads first before you apply power to them to avoid cross threading. We're going to snap these two with the gun, and actually kind of, well, this one I need the extension for. This extension is a little bit long. You really don't want an extension on your torque wrench. If you need to have one, that you have to deal with that, but proper torque reading is going to be as close to the screw or the bolt head. Alright. Alright, we good to go. Getting the vette back on the road. Alright. So, we are together again, as they say. Now this, that's going to need some sort of thread sealing compound on it. Let's go ahead and put this IAC in there. I'm going to put these on first because it's easier to wrench them down when you're not, you know, the less you have on the unit, right? Okay, let's see here. Show me some glue. I could use Teflon tape. And that's what I might have to use, but I could have sworn I had some liquid stuff. Pipe joint compound. Teflon Great White. This will probably work. So this is what I'm going to use. You know, and everybody sells it, Permatex and all them. I shouldn't bump this too much. All right. Needs to be mixed up. So, we're putting the idle air controllers in now. And we're going to try to put a nice little thin layer of joint sealing compound. So I want to make sure any other air is leaking down. Whoop. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, I wasn't doing that on camera if I wasn't. Alright, that's a little bit much, but I think that's going to do good. Alright. Let us grab a rag. Going to need a rag. Corvette is treating me like ragdoll. Alright. Let's keep it pushing. Staying focused. Alright. Yeah, this will work. I didn't really want to get it on the gasket, but let me just wipe the excess off. Would nothing but help, but I don't want to smear a bunch of stuff around here. So we're just going to go ahead and screw on in there. Whoops. Hello. Try to find the old threads. Alright, you're immediately, there was already some old compound that was in there. But, okay. So the idle air controls 13 foot-pounds. Now, since this is my wrench, big 1.25 inches, I'm just going to go ahead and choke up on the wrench a little bit and just kind of give her a little, just nice and snug, you know. That ain't going anywhere, guarantee that. Let me do this real quick, it's just bugging me. I said I wasn't going to have to use this. Once I get these, put things together, I want to be able to have this surface here a little cleaner. There we go. All right, slowly but surely this wire wheel, there's bits of it flying off. I need to get a new one. Check this thing out. This thing is so wasted. Like, it used to be like 3/4 inch. It used to be like this, like all the way around. But I need to go get another. I need to get another set of them here. All right, on to the next one, guys. Let's go ahead and switch it up. Let's do this first, and then do the gasket. How about that? I don't need too much, but you want to get a nice liberal coating. And of course I just got it on the spring. That's no bueno, so let me try to save that off of there. So my hope is with kind of cleaning up these throttle bodies and getting everything resealed and all that, you know, the battery's disconnected, we'll start it up and let this thing kind of relearn how to breathe, because this thing was running really rich before. Curious to see how much the EGR had to do with it. And right now I'm kind of getting a little bit tedious. Well, I just got a little bit of that stuff on the neck of the what's it called? Motor thing. All right. Well, anyways, I got some on the shaft of this thing here, and I don't think it's going to affect anything, but I had it so clean. So I was like, darn it. Anyway, slide this thing on there and let's drive her home. These are cool little units, and it's a pretty cool little system, I think. I want to get a new intake, and it'll correct a lot of the power loss that's kind of designed into this setup. But it's like $500, so it's like kind of last on the list right now. Okay. It's like not wanting to go at all. Alright, that one looked like it was starting to bottom out on the housing, but sure hope not. What I'm talking about, there was a measurement for the amount the pintle comes out of the little motor here, and if it was too long, it would, when you screw it in, it would press into the housing here, you know, on the inside. But it seems to have gone in, so we're good to go there. Those are in. Now, we're gonna do the fuel inlet tubes here. Let's do those next, since we got our. One thing I'm missing, actually, there's these little filters here for the fuel injectors. They only they gave me one in this kit, so I'm hoping I can clean one of them up, and we might pop a new filter in there if we have any trouble. But again, you know, just wanting to get everything complete, and sometimes you can't. You know, sometimes you just gotta roll with it. Roll with the punches. Alright, oops. So this is actually cool. I'm glad to get some traction on this project here. Alright. A little refreshment there. Alright. So this is going to be the, from the fuel pump, fuel line coming in, this front TBI, fuel line going out to the rear TBI, and so on, back to the tank. And so this is the first one. I'm going to do the same treatment here, even though I'm not sure if I actually need this, but I'm going to do it. So I want to make sure we got 100% sealing. And I'm just gonna put this. I'm just gonna do this. You know, I'm being real gingerly. I'm trying to be all perfect and all this, but I gotta get this done. Y'all like, what's going on? I was tripping. No, I'm just. I got these motorcycles that I need to get a quote, and I've been slacking on that a little bit with figuring out parts, because there's so many different parts availabilities. Like, there's so many different, so I'm trying to figure all that out. Anyway, I don't really do right now I have a small engine shop going, basically. But, you know, helping people out, you know, trading things and trading work for whatnot. And, whoops. Okay, that I gotta clean up. It's like inside the fuel line. Don't get too crazy with this stuff. Okay, I'm sorry for not bending down there. My back has been hurting a little bit from bending over this table to work on stuff, and I see how the guys that have you know, a workbench is up here. You know, you really don't want to have to bend over for opposite the back. We don't want to injure the back. Okay, so the fuel line's 17 foot-pounds, so a little bit tighter than the IAC, and I think that's what I'm doing, but just to make sure we know where we're doing here. Sorry for I thought I was supposed to do this. Oh, that's ridiculous. I'm like, here, let me just block the camera. Alright. Okay, I think that's a nice 17, and I think we're nice and tight. If there's any trouble, once it's on the car, I can still get a wrench on it, so, you know, it's not detrimental if you're not quite there. So those are good. Let's move on. And let me double check, because I actually had written on each before I took it off. Of course, if it's still there. But I think I already did that, yeah. I pretty much know, just because of the way I laid everything out, but okay, that's, sheesh. I think when I cleaned it, it rubbed off the marking a little bit. Huh. Well, we'll know it if the fuel lines don't line up. These are two different size fittings, so I wasn't sure if I marked them, so I could be sure, but now that after I cleaned them with the wire wheel, rear middle, boom. Let's just see him in the right light. Enough said. That's all I need. This is rear. Whatever. Boom. Okay, boom. Let's do this. Put this one on. How are we doing here? I watched the carburetor, the Suzuki episode that I did, and the whole episode it was blurry. I was like, wow, that really is not cool. You know? Right, we're just gonna wrap it down. You don't want to do too much of this stuff. You don't want to get in the fuel system, you know? In fact, I might not. There are instances where they say don't, you know, put goop where it shouldn't be, but anyway. Teflon tape probably could have been a better bet. If it leaks, we'll fix it. How about that? I think the main seal is the threads and this, though. This is the nylon washer that comes with. And that presses, it tightens up against the face of the throttle body. And putting the thread seal on them threads, so I think it seals through there as well. I can screw it all the way in. So it's definitely not a pipe thread. And what a pipe thread would be is one of those threaded joints where it actually gets tighter as you drive it in, and that actually becomes the seal as well as a goop usually, because it's just it drives into itself, so it's even better. All right, guys, this is actually really cool. Okay, let's draw this in right there. Alright. We're going to run these down to 17. Guesstimate 17. I'm going to put this stuff up here a little bit so we have a little bit more room to work. This is fun, by the way. I get a little bit too busy sometimes, but I really do enjoy this type of stuff. Just mechanical stuff is fun, you know? Just gonna kind of so, alright. Alright. So 17 foot-pounds, I probably should get the torque wrench out. That'd be actually kind of fun, but pretty sure I'm driving it to 17 because 25 foot-pounds is usually like an oil drain plug, 20 to 25. Yeah, I could easily over tighten this. So we're good there. A lot of times you can feel it. You just kind of, just gonna feel it. kind of a car whisperer sort of thing, you know. Alright, what we're going to do is use a little bit of... Well, I don't need to connect those yet, so we're about to connect these again. So they become one unit. There's the Siamese twins. But we're actually now to the point where we're going to install the fuel injectors. And I went ahead and shined these things up. These things are looking so good now, but I'm hoping I didn't. I'm hoping I shined everything up evenly so I didn't create any low spots, but that's where the old that's where the gasket comes into place. All right, so really these housings, yeah, we're gonna do the fuel and we're gonna do the regulators under these housings, which I also marked front, rear. I need to look that up actually. I'm not going to put that on until I study that. Make sure this this thing that I was talking about, I want to find out what the maybe I can find a visual online. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to press our fuel injectors back in, and these simply just are going to go in kind of just like that. There's going to be an O-ring and then kind of a cap, and I'm going to read up a little bit. There's a bottom O-ring I need to reinstall. So why don't we end this here, guys? This is the episode where we installed the fuel metering body. Is that what they call it? Yeah, fuel meter body. The inlet and outlet. Let me see how these are even in the thing anymore. Here we go. Yes, the inlet and outlet and the idle air control motor. We're looking good. Everything's kind of shined up. We'll end this episode here and go on to the next one. Thanks for tuning in.